Gutterball! Gutterball number 23 coming at you. Haller's out this week, and we got the Brothers Fi leading the cast this week. All right, so what's going on, Jackson? How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. I'm just chilling. Had a great week. Was just watching Harry Potter before I hopped on the cast. Just having a nice good day.
Haven't seen
But
any of
no,
them.
everything's been going good. How's your week?
Not a bad week, again, busy with the holiday leading up with the company I work for. Holiday's always busy, especially, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So I'll be on call actually all weekend. I
Mm,
work, but thankfully I will get to come back home. I'll be seeing you Thanksgiving here. Recording the cast here previous Tuesday. You guys will be seeing this on
yeah,
Saturday, just because Thanksgiving's Thursday when we usually record, and I'll be heading up north. So, but yeah, not a bad week. I'm glad it's a short week. I will say that.
mhm,
I'm gonna be getting off work a little early tomorrow. Gonna drive up north, meet you guys, spend the night up there. So it'll be a good time.
yeah,
But
yeah. It's awesome.
yeah. You mentioned you're watching Harry Potter. Fun fact, everybody listening out there, I've never seen any of them or read any of the books. But you also, it was a different time, okay? Because me
Hmm.
growing up, mom wouldn't let me touch that
Nope.
stuff, religion
Well,
shit. Um,
okay. So we were raised for, or at least I was, for a few years of my childhood as a Jehovah Witness, and if you don't know about Jehovah Witnesses, they're kind of out there. They're a little
yeah,
out there. I was gonna go really bash them, but then I'm like, I don't know, man. Jehovah Witnesses, they're fucking crazy.
they're
Um,
cultish. It's a
they're
cult.
they're very cultish. But we weren't allowed to watch it, and my exposure to Harry Potter was in third grade when a teacher by the name of Miss Driscoll was gonna read the first book. And now she knew my mom really well. She knew she would not want me listening to her reading that book.
Yeah.
Miss Driscoll came up to me, and I remember her saying this. She's like, "I don't care what your mom says. I'm not putting you outside while I read this book. That's crazy. So just sit in here and listen to it and don't tell her." Never told my mom. And I fell in love with the series like immediately there because I'm like, one, it was a little bit taboo for me to listen to it. Oh, like my mom won't let me, but also very good. I got exposed to it by a teacher who was like, fuck that, because it was kind of stupid.
Dude, I wish my teachers were like that. So I got the more. I mean, we'll have one of a couple of our older brothers on at some point that'll tell their side because they really got it.
Mhm.
But see, like I'm basically like the middle child in our family almost. If you consider that like a thing with even siblings. But basically, like I got a lot of the exposure to the Jehovah's Witness stuff. It was just a couple of years for him, like in his early years. And by the time he was like a teenager, Jackson was, my mom kind of stopped following. But like I got it
Mhm.
up until I was like 13, 14. So like the fucking teachers, anytime it had to do with Christmas, Halloween, whatever, they would always send me out into the hallway. Even fucking
Yep. Remember
Valentine's
that.
Day, I didn't even get
Hmm.
candy. I'm like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah. So my mom like doesn't Jehovah's Witnesses don't fuck with magic and shit. So Harry Potter like voodoo, spooky. You can't listen
Yeah.
to this book be read. You can't watch the movies. Well, it just so happens my girlfriend loves Harry Potter, and actually, like, I think coming up here after Thanksgiving, she wants to watch all of them because I think they're on some streaming service
I'm
now, and
excited
she's
for
gonna
you
make me
because
watch all of them.
watching them for the first time is an experience, dude, because it does start out as a kids movie.
Yeah.
It starts out it's a kids movie, but also Chris Columbus directs the first 3, so it makes it fucking great. The dude that did Home Alone, that dude.
Oh,
The same
okay.
director. Yep. So the first 3 are really, really good. Fairly leaning on the kid side, but as the movies progress and as the fan base gets older, it gets darker and darker. So you just end up with like at the last couple movies, it's brutal. Like people are actually killing each other and shit. Like like wizards killing each other. It's crazy. It's all out war going on. But yeah, those last couple movies, Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2, they're good movies right there.
Yeah, are they spicy?
Oh, they're spicy, yeah. And I remember at my friend Seth's house back in the day, um, his mom was playing Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 1, and somehow she found out that my mom wouldn't like that, so we had to go outside and not watch it, and my friends were really pissed at me because like, she wasn't just gonna make me go outside,
Yeah,
randomly,
yeah,
and I'm like, "Guys, I didn't know what was going on, I didn't conceive what was happening," but
yeah.
now I look back on it like, "That was so stupid, dude. That's so dumb."
Yeah, like our mom's a little overprotective with that shit. Meanwhile, our dad just like does not give a shit about any of that
Dude,
stuff. Like,
Dad used to watch pretty violent movies when I was a kid,
yeah, there were
like
some
Hannibal
things.
Lecter, shit like that, man. Pumpkinhead. But
I liked when I'd come down in the middle of the night and he's watching Dirty Harry and I'm like 7 years
yeah,
old and I watch a dude get blown away with a 44 Magnum. I'm like,
yeah.
whoa,
Whoa,
yeah,
whoa.
yeah.
I love watching movies over again, and then I get little glimpses of them from like my childhood, like the scene in Silence of the Lambs where they pull out the moth in that lady's mouth, like the first body they find.
Oh,
I remember that as my childhood. So whenever I see that scene, I'm immediately like 8 years old. My dad has this on. It doesn't seem to give some fucks, you know?
so that's like one of the scenes like burned in your memory that you saw as a kid kind of deal.
Yeah.
One of those for me now. Have you seen The Godfather?
I've seen the first one, not see the other ones.
Okay, so maybe this is in the first one. I don't know if it's even the Godfather movies. I don't know what clip this is from, but basically, I remember vaguely coming or like very like vividly coming downstairs and like seeing on the TV like a guy at like a toll stop, like where you like get a ticket or whatever, like a bunch of toll booth, and he gets out of his car and these dudes just like light him up with Tommy guns or like submachine guns, and he just gets fucking like just I think he like hit a woman or did something,
Yeah.
and I think it was some type of mobster movie, but I just remember them like
Mhm.
getting blasted and like that's like stuck into my mind. And I haven't seen Godfather 1, 2, or 3, and I know I need to watch them. I will at some point because those are like
Mhm.
just like instant classics. I hear well more so the first one. Here the second one's
Yeah.
in, the third one's like just don't watch it kind of deal. But um, it's definitely one of
Yeah.
those ingrained into my mind as a dude just getting turned into Swiss cheese. And when you're like 8 years old, you're like, good
Like,
lord,
that
like
blows you away, dude.
yeah,
Well, just before we get off the top, speaking of Harry Potter and blasting people
yeah.
away, I got a couple ideas for a good Harry Potter spinoff, dude. I'm telling you, if they give me the rights to it, and like you don't even need to give me like a couple $100,000 budget, I will write a Harry Potter movie that outsells any of the previous ones. I have a couple ideas. Here's one of them. One of them is it's a cop who's investigating these wizards, but he's a muggle. And a muggle is to the wizarding world, they're a non-wizard. They're called him a muggle. We call him the wizard killer, and he's investigating these wizards, dude, and he don't like that shit. And he's blast people away, and he's just all the wizards are scared of him, man, because he don't play that shit, you know. Like he packing. He got that heat. That's the only way you can take down
Is
wizards.
it just like a 38 special, like a cop issue,
Yeah,
like old
yeah,
timey
something like
spinning revolvers?
Yeah, dude.
Snub nose.
He's like, I'm sick of these fucking wizards, and he ain't having it. He's done with that shit, dude. Or just another one where it's just a serial killer that's killing wizards, but he's a muggle, and he just goes into their world. They're like, because to enter the Harry Potter world, it's like you have to be a wizard. Like they walk through walls
Yeah.
and shit to get to it. But somehow this guy gets in there and he's out there murdering people, dude, and like can't find him, and they're trying to get this guy, and he's like, "Who is the wizard killer?" And it turns out the dude's a muggle. That'd be a gnarly story. Like, obviously it'd be an R-rated Harry Potter movie.
Packing like an AR-15.
Yeah, dude. Like, you ever think about that? Like, you just pop those wizards right in the face. They don't have anti-bullets. They don't have none of that. You know, what are they gonna do?
What are they gonna do?
I mean, if they got the wand off on you, you're fucked. They'll
Oh
zap
yeah,
you
they
with
get a
dust.
spell off. You're done.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
fucking,
dude. They'll
you're
turn
turning
you.
into a chicken or something. You're
Yeah, they
fucked.
can do whatever. Yeah, yeah. But man, I just give me the rights. Warner Bros. Think you own them? J.K. Rowling, reach out to me. I got you. Yeah. Shout out to J.K. Rowling real quick.
Did they try to cancel her?
Yeah, because I think she said something about trans people, but then she made some of the Harry Potter characters gay, which they weren't obviously gay. They're all like they made Hermione a lesbian, but she obviously was like fucking dudes the entire series. So it's like, what?
Oh,
What do you
Ron.
mean?
Oh, Ron.
Yeah.
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 Stelio Star.
Fuck
I
that.
remember
Get
that
outta
animation. It was so
Oh
gross.
yeah, get out of here. Yeah, I don't know. I think she's still canceled, but
Everybody's still canceled. You're only canceled
yeah.
if you let it cancel you. Just keep doing your shit. You're fine. Usually.
Exactly. I like somebody said, no one gets canceled. You're just on the internet too much.
Yeah.
I'm like,
not wrong, I guess,
No.
What's this I see? So this in Minnesota lately, Keith Ellison, like what, the head of education in Minnesota, like you can't deny kids a school lunch now kind of deal. I know
Yeah, I saw that. And well, the headline, well, here, let me read the headline for you people. And it threw me off because I was like, oh, you can't give students lunch because it says,
oh yeah,
it says Minnesota schools can no longer give students alternate meals due to lunch debt. And my immediate thought was, oh, you're just not giving kids meals at all now. But
yeah,
what
that's
they're doing
it
is
sounds
And I remembered seeing this in school all the time.
It's
They would
sad.
offer kids different meals, and I remember seeing it dozens of times. And my school through elementary all the way up to high school, and they know through the lunch debt because they didn't have money to pay for it. They no
Yeah,
longer can offer alternate meals. They have to give you what everyone else gets because it is lunch shaming. And as a
it
kid, even
is.
seeing that, it was fucked up in my mind. I'm like, this isn't cool. You can't do that. Like
Yeah.
you can't do that, man. Like give that kid food.
So like when I was in elementary school, the way it worked is like usually you wouldn't get sent with lunch money. I mean, sometimes you would, but usually it'd get charged to an account and your parents would just pay it every so often.
Mhm.
And one time, like our mom, and it happens, she has 8 kids, she forgot to pay mine. And so one day they were like, "Oh, Paul, you get a PB&J, and that's it, and a cup of water, like a
Yep.
paper cup of water." And it
Mhm.
wasn't the meal that was offensive because like I think sometimes you get a cold lunch, sometimes you get a hot lunch, kind of deal. It was just like the embarrassment because like you
Yep.
go sit down next to your friends and that's all you got, and
Happened to me.
it is like lunch shaming, right? Like it is
Mhm.
like I think that's a good thing, but I also think it's just like it's sad that there are a lot of parents out there that just can't get their kids lunch and they rely on the school to pay, give them lunch. I don't think that should
Mhm.
be the way either. Like I still think parents should need to pay for it, provide for their kids lunch,
Yeah,
whether it's
absolutely.
from at home or paying the school to give it to them. But like I think it's a good thing
Mhm.
that you aren't lunch shaming kids because again, like that just leads to
Oh,
bullying if you get some
yeah,
dickhead
it
kid,
happened to me. I had that happen. I remember seeing kids not even get lunch at all, and they denied it. And I remember this saying
Fucked
this
up.
to I actually remember, um, a few times, like, my friend Ben, he'll talk about it, like, a lunch lady didn't give someone a meal, and he straight up called her a fucking bitch right to her face, and she went to the principal and got him, and Ben never got in trouble, but I'm pretty sure he didn't get in trouble for that, but, like, straight up because she wouldn't give a kid's lunch, she's like, "You" we and him were like, "You can't do that, like, you have to give kids lunch." She's like, "No," and, she ended up getting in trouble for that, I remember that because, after that, they made a statement to the parents, like, about that, like, situation or
It
something like
always
that.
came up every once in a while. Like
Yeah,
people would
mhm,
complain, and it would always just be like, just so you know, like you need to pay off your kid's fucking thing or whatever,
yeah.
make sure they have money to
Obviously,
get
yeah,
lunch. That's all they'd reiterate. And it's like, don't get me wrong, this is probably gonna raise taxes and whatever else and make school cost more money, but it's like, what else do you do, man? Like there are people
mhm,
that are low income, there are people where like it's just a mom or just a dad raising a couple kids, and you know,
mhm.
it's sad. That shit just like
Yeah,
fucking bums me out, man. Like I hate thinking of like even just like not even kids here, kids around the world
yeah.
should not
Now
starve,
yeah,
and I know that happens every, we got it pretty fucking good here. Oh no, poor
mhm.
Paul got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch a couple days. Big whoop. I'm not
Yeah, yeah,
asking for
yeah.
any sympathy, but I'm just saying
Mhm.
like it's just the thoughts of kids fucking hungry, man. It's fucked up. Not a fan of
It's
it.
not cool. Shout out, Mr. Mackey real quick. He was a principal at the time, and I was gonna get one of those alternate meals, and my sister had bag lunch, so she was good. But, he came in the lunchroom and saw that, and he immediately gave me what the other kids were having. So that was pretty cool.
That's
I
dope.
always remember that. Dude was sick.
Yeah.
Also, remember that game Happy Wheels? And remember Happy Wheels?
Yeah,
We used to
dude.
play that in, like, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, and, he was watching us play it, and, like, he knew. He was like, "This ain't cool," but, like, he didn't get us in trouble for that, like, he kept it real when we got reported, so shout out to him. But yeah,
Yeah,
no, kids going hungry, terrible, not cool.
that game when I was at Woodland, so many kids were playing it in the library at like the after school study hall thing. Kids would just go in the
Yep.
library, hang out, whatever, and it got like somebody told IT at ISD 709 that fucking whole URL page got taken down. Like you weren't able to go to whatever the website was called.
Oh, we found
There's
workarounds.
workarounds
Oh, yeah.
like it would only work through like Google browsers, I think. So at the time you could just use like Bing and like search to it, or
Mhm.
a different
Yep.
browser in general, like not search engine, or just a different search engine or a different browser, it would work.
Mhm.
Like you just use like Internet Explorer or some bullshit and it worked.
Um You used to be able to in middle school, we used to there's like a Minecraft download somebody had that was free, but, like, we didn't carry downloads to school computer, and we'd always download, but it was, like, literally Minecraft, like, no different. It was the same thing. It
It
was
was
like
just
a
a
zip
cracked
file.
version, yeah.
Yeah, a cracked, and, we'd play that all the time, man, and it'd get updates and shit, and then,
Because you're on the
yeah,
same network, so you could play
yeah,
multiplayer. Like
yeah,
I think it
you could
would
just
work.
download it. Yeah, we play multiplayer, and we do races who can get the first diamonds, and dude, that's crazy. That's fun, though. Good times.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff in my heyday growing up people got away with, and I almost think about, man, what did so many people get away with at school and the internet was first out, like before even my time, man, before shit really got locked down. Like there's probably some bad shit
Yeah.
going on. Like I remember like straight up like a kid in high school showing me that this was in high school too, and they had it pretty locked down by then. Just literally showing me porn on the computer.
For listeners, what year range would that have been?
Oh, when I was in high school, that would have been I don't know, like 2012 to 2016, 2013 to 2016 in that
That's
range.
wild. That's wild that it was that. Like
Yeah.
they didn't
It's
block
weird to
that.
think that I graduated high school in 2016, but it's also weird to think that it's like 2022 and I've been out of high school for like 6 years now. It's kind of
Dude,
crazy.
it's wild.
It
High
just,
school just gone. And then you really realize how much high school didn't matter, like terms of like popularity and shit. Didn't matter at
dude,
all. I hate
popularity was just
I
like,
hate that.
it was, yeah, it was rough, like that whole social scale,
Hmm.
but like they're right, man. Anybody listening out there, I mean, I really hope if you're in high school, maybe you shouldn't be listening to this podcast, but I mean,
No.
thanks for the
Mm-mm.
support if you are, I
Thanks.
guess. But I will
Appreciate
say
you.
this, it does get better. And 2 years, like once you're like 2 years out of high school, you'll be like, oh shit, like, and maybe if you're in college, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter, man.
Hmm.
Everybody keeps to themselves. They worry about their
Hmm.
own shit. They keep in their own little circle. There's not really any cliques. And I mean, it depends on the college
No.
too, but like for the
There's
most part, no. And like, trust me, it doesn't matter. Just get through it. Keep your head down. Do your fucking
Yep.
schoolwork.
Dude,
Graduate with good
there's
grades. You'll be fine.
there's kids I thought were assholes throughout high school, and then they came out of high school, and I saw them in the public, and they came up to me or I approached them, and they're tight. They're cool people
Yeah,
because you don't think about in high school, these are just people going through the same shit as you. Like they
yeah,
all are going through the same shit, you know? So
yeah.
it's like don't even be nervous about them or anything. So,
Yeah, and
but
like a lot of them too didn't have the social skill. Like they wanted to fit in, so like picking on somebody was like the cool thing to do. But then
yeah.
like you're out of school and there's no hierarchy of cool. There's no popularity
No.
contests. You know, the only thing
Yeah, no
that
one gives
matters,
a fuck.
the only thing that matters when you get out of school is just fucking making money, man, and like doing something
Really.
successful, like trying to do something
Mhm.
with your life. Which is yeah, that's
Find your niche, people. Find what you like to do. And it
fine.
may
Yeah.
take years. It took me years, and I still haven't found what I really love. I love this podcast, so that's one thing.
Oh
There's
yeah.
dozens of things you can do, and also like I hate like this mindset of kids now is you have to be a podcaster, you have to be TikToker, you have to
No
be a
influencer.
musician,
Don't be an
you have
influencer.
no, you have to be a artist, you have to make clothes. And no, you can do 1,000 different fucking things. You don't need to
Develop a
do it.
skill.
Develop the
Develop a
skill,
skill
yes.
and make yourself worth somebody
Mhm.
paying you for that skill.
Right.
And we're not including influencer as a skill. Don't get me wrong. It's like its own fucking thing. Don't get me, there's like some skill to it, I guess. But like I'm talking
Mhm.
like learn electrical, learn plumbing. And I'm not saying just a
Mhm.
trade school. Join the military if that's something you
Yeah.
think you want to fight for your country, do it, you know? Become a kickboxer. Oh, but like kickboxers don't make money. Well, kickbox in your spare time, get a day job, man. Get something you can
Yeah.
enjoy enough to do to pay the bills and that affords to do your hobbies outside of work. You know what I'm saying? Like I work in IT. Don't get me wrong. Some days, I'm dreading going into work. But like as
Yep.
long as you like whatever you're doing 80% of the time and it's giving you
Mhm.
enough money to fund the actual things you like doing 100% of the time outside of work, you'll be fine. And that's
And
easier said than done. Take your
it is.
time. And if you're listening to this, don't rush into college because I didn't rush into college, and it's probably the best decision I ever made. Because I know a lot of, and don't get me wrong, some people know exactly what they want to do, and it works out. But I know a
Mhm.
lot of people, man, that went to college right out of high school. They either dropped out or they jumped around to 3 to 4 different degrees, man, and
Well,
now they're
it's
hundreds of $1,000s in debt. And
what is it? It's almost over half of the people don't graduate college in under 2 or 4 years, whatever they pick. Almost half of those people that take a 2 year or four degree don't finish it. Like, oh yeah, that's I don't know. I just gotta become a little smarter and a little wiser. But Jordan Peterson says, find a front and stick with it and get really good at that one thing. Don't be doing 1,000 fucking things because you can't. You're not Superman.
yeah,
Pick one front, stick with it. That's good advice. And but yeah, speaking of college, like I really was thinking like going to school for some kind of like video editing or something like that because I'm liking more and more making shorts every day and even
dude,
like making not I'm gonna play around with Photoshop more, making Gutterball clips. Watch that, please.
yeah,
Give us views on that. Um, but yeah, I just definitely gotta find a skill like that and definitely gotta learn some. I'm not saying don't go to college,
yeah, yeah.
definitely.
but
Good to
also too,
learn
school isn't
something.
for everyone too, and don't feel
No.
bad if you don't go to school. Like if you end up into a
Right.
good profession, or I know a lot of people too, like, yeah, it's the easy route, but if your mom and dad got a business that they're running, fucking work for them. If it's something you're into, help them out, make money, and maybe eventually you'll get the business. I don't know. Like that's how some
Even
people
if
that don't go to
it's
school, it works out, you know?
well, yeah, and I'm thinking of my turn because I know I have the creative arc. Like creativity, by the way, isn't a fucking everyone doesn't have it. If
Yeah.
when someone says everyone has creativity, literally it doesn't make
You
sense.
do
No
or
one,
you don't.
yeah, well,
Kind
yeah,
of.
everyone has a little dabble, but it's not like everyone has that drive and need to like produce something. And I know
Yeah.
I have that. So the best way, if you know your creative archetype, is to find a way to stay like get money, stable money, and then also find a way to also work on your creative passion at the same time, you know. So you're gonna have to like if you're like me, you're gonna have to find a job you kind of don't like, you know, but to do it, you
It's
have to fund
temporary.
this other thing. Yeah.
It's if you have the mindset that everything's temporary, I mean, to the most part, you'll be fine, and just
Mhm.
plow get through it. You'll be all right, you
Yeah.
know, and keep your head high. And there's always people to talk to if you're having issues with it, you know, and close one, keep your family close. I will say, Jax, if you want to get into video editing, graphic design, any of that stuff, I don't know if Masabi Range Technical College is still a thing. Mrs. Miller used to pimp it in her graphic arts class when I was there.
Mhm.
We literally had a guy come visit our graphic arts class in high school. He went to Masabi Range Technical College, which is like a college up in our area here. He designed a lot of the levels in the BioShock games. Like that's what he ended up doing with his degree. He worked for 2K and whatever or something, and
What? That's
he like
crazy.
and Mrs. Miller had him in there, and he literally brought us like his sketch 3D rendering things, like print offs of it, of like he helped
See,
design like the little sisters and like a bunch of other environmental stuff in the game. And so
I
like
think that'd be
I'm
fun.
not saying stuff works out for everybody, but like
Mhm.
if you have that creativity and you can learn and advance that skill, whether it be school or even just on your own, and you can build a
So I'm doing.
portfolio to prove, yeah, exactly. Like,
Mhm.
um, yeah. So if that college still exists, check it out. I know it was like a tech college and it's pretty good. So
Yeah, I'm definitely like I've been turned off of school real early just from having shitty teachers and shitty experience. But I'm like I don't know how to I don't know how to learn, you know what I mean? Like that's the whole thing I had to learn. Like taking notes and shit like that. I didn't do any of that shit in high school, you know?
well,
Like,
I took notes in high school. I never
oh
took
yeah,
notes in college.
really?
That's just because if you do, really depends on your college and degree and
Yeah.
program. But like for me, if you just do your homework, the homework is enough to know, because what's on the homework is 95% of the time is what's on the test. So if you just
Yeah.
do the homework, you do really well on it, spend your time on it, kind of memorize it in a
Mhm.
way, turn it in, get good grades on that, and then you at least get a C or above on your tests, you're fine.
Mhm.
Not
I'm a
saying bad
little
grades are a good thing, but
yeah,
I did
I'm
relatively well in college. But
more intimidated by the generals like the math and the science shit like
that's
that
what's
because
intimidating.
because I'm dude, I don't care what anyone says, like, not everyone's good at math, I'm terrible at
Dude,
math, like,
that's one
but
thing most fives here we have is we're just not good with
dude,
numbers, and
I can't do it, but I know
most
if I
art degrees
go
don't really require it though
I
too.
know they have tutors, so if I go there every day after school, I'm fine because the tutors are gonna help me out, and as long as I can pass at least solid C's in math, I'm good, I just
Yeah.
wanna do what I wanna do, fuck math.
Yep.
That's the bird of math
Yeah.
right there, that's
Hey,
you.
hey, agreed. And I will say this, Jack, you're making the right move because and everybody out there call me a big dummy in the comments. I barely passed college like algebra. I think it's even they teach in high school, but algebra 2,
I'm
barely
s
passed it. I literally had to start with algebra 1 when I got to college and do a class that was like from high school. I did it, I passed, and algebra 1 I really didn't need to go to tutors. Algebra 2 though, dude, every day they had tutoring center cuz it's like open like pretty flexible hours, or at least at the college I went to. I'd go in there, you'd get some math whiz kid, and he'd help you out and break it down for you. And they have like adults in there too, and they break it down for you and help you out.
do I have to do algebra 2?
It really depends on your degree, man, what it requires for
Okay,
like generals. At
alright.
least at
Oh, well,
LSC,
fuck
for my
that.
degree, you had to at least get to algebra 2. And then the reason why I never went and
Right.
got my 4 years, because like I took pre-calc, and you know how like if you drop the class within a week, it doesn't cost anything. I was like a weekend, and I failed the first assignment. I tried to do it on my own.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, drop the class where I had to pay for it. And I just never went and got my 4 year. And it honestly kind of worked out for me because I got a really good job with just my 2 year degree. And and with IT though, it's different. You just get it, you just get
Mhm.
experience, and that just kind of is like the same as school for the most part. Because
Well,
if you look at most applications, it's like you must have a 4 year degree or equivalent experience. So if you have 4 years of experience and no degree, it's the same pretty much as a degree. for the
Yeah.
most part. Don't get me wrong. Most people that if they apply for the same position as you though, and they have that 4-year schooling and maybe no experience, they might get
Gonna
picked
look
over
better.
you just simply because they
Yeah.
paid for that paper, which I think is
Mhm.
bullshit. But
I'm gonna rely on my charisma and also the podcast as I'm gonna start. I'm getting good at those fucking shorts,
dude,
man.
they're classic.
And I'm constantly looking at how people use their shorts, and I'm like, I can edit that. I can learn it. It's gonna take me a while, but I can do that. So I've been applying new things,
100%.
Um, but yeah, it's all in the future. Definitely, we'll look into that. I'm not saying 1,000% I'm gonna go, but I think it'd be a valuable thing to learn
For
for
sure.
sure.
Tell me your
Yeah.
spider story.
My spider story. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So I actually just did this. So when I comb my hair, right? People have long hair. Paul wouldn't know. Give me
Hey,
shit.
fuck you.
When you comb your hair, you get the buildup, and there's a lot of like loose, like clump of hair, and it's gross. Like no one wants to see a clump of hair. So I was in my bathroom at 3 a.m. taking a piss, and I see a clump of hair on the ground, and I'm like, I don't want this on the ground because it's my hair. That's gross. I'm gonna throw it in the toilet. I reach and pick it up. Mind you, I don't have my glasses on. I'm foggy. I just got out of bed. I pick it up and I bring it to my face, and it is a fucking brown spider. And I just squeeze it all my might with my fingers and just burst, and I drop it and I run away. And I'm like, this is for the morning. And I remember bringing it up to my face, like, oh my, just
I
get
can
so
scream like a
scared.
girl.
Oh,
You
yeah,
sound
dude, I
like
was.
Walter White when he's like, ah!
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it was scary, dude. Like I brought it to it was, I know what it was because I was researching spiders like for a couple weeks. It's a brown recluse spider. I knew it was that one.
That
Those
could
ones
have
are poison.
fucked you up.
Yeah, those ones are fucking poisonous. I remember because I went back and looked at the body, and I'm like, oh, all right, this thing was all fucked up and mangled. It probably just laying there
Dude,
all fucked up.
like without your glasses or without your contacts, are you pretty fucking blind?
I am
Like it's
my
nearsighted shit, right?
yeah, my when I went to the doctor the first time, he's like, "Oh yeah, your eyes are like your 45-year-old mom's right now." And like at her age. And I'm like, "Oh, that's good." So, yeah, I can't see nothing, but my friends both Glenn and James are more blind than me. Like I'm negative like 3.0 vision. They're like negative like I think James is negative like fucking 4.5 and Glenn's like negative 350. Like they're even more blind than me, but
Damn.
I don't have him in right now, actually. And it sucks, man, because if I'm right here, it's hard to read the shit on my screen. But for right
Really?
here, it's like, a bit better. Yeah, I can still read it, of course, it's
Yeah.
no problem. But
I
yeah, it
I
sucks.
guess I've been lucky, our siblings, it's like almost every other one had glasses, it seems, or had like bad eyesight. For me, I can definitely tell as I've gotten older though, and like a lot of screen time, I work with computers, I play video games, I do the cast, I'm always looking at blue light. I need to get some blue light glasses or something, but I notice it like the one thing I'm noticing right now is I just can't see speed limit signs from as far away as I used to. Don't get me wrong, I can still see them at a good distance, but
Hmm.
not as good as before, which I know like I do have vision coverage through work that I probably just need to go get my eyes checked. Like
Yeah,
it's been a
we're gonna.
minute. I always pass the freaking I just got a new driver's license because I had to renew it. And like they always do like the light reflector. I don't know if that has to do with anything. I think they do a short vision test too. But I always pass that. But that being said, though, that's like nothing. You don't really
Mhm.
need that good a vision to drive, surprisingly. At least it seems up here.
Yeah, I tried it without my glasses and failed it, and then they made me put them on, and then I passed it. So I cannot drive without my glasses in. That's how
Really?
blind I am. Oh no, fuck no, it'd be dangerous. I wouldn't be able to see anything. I could see it like 10 feet in front of me, you know? I
Yeah.
can see it. I definitely have driven without my contacts though, before like late night. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not putting them in. It's sus. Don't do that. Don't do that. But what are you gonna do? But speaking of people being blind, people never really think about this, but when before, in history, like people didn't have glasses. So like, how much does that history really happen? All right, are these people just blind? They don't know what the fuck they're seeing. Like, oh yeah, this Nessie locked this monster, and meanwhile, this guy's like, he can't see an apple 2 feet in front of his face. He's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I saw this big monster, and everything looks like a brown lump to
And it's
him.
just a
So,
dude in a rowboat. Hey, Bill. That's
hey
it. Like he
Bill,
puts glasses on.
yeah,
That's what he
hey
sees.
Bill,
Takes it off, and it's a
yeah,
Loch
like
Ness monster.
like fucking Mr. Deed's crazy eyes. Like, I was talking to that mailman over there, and it's a goat or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. He's like,
waving a spell.
yeah, why'd you bite him? He's like, I thought he was a wizard trying to cast some type of spell on me or something, or maybe he was just waving. That's what
Yeah, he's like, okay.
Ooh, peanut butter
He's
and
like,
gumballs, my favorite.
my favorite. It's like, oh, these are my friends. I don't like them.
Yeah, I don't like him. Fucking Mr.
He's like, all right.
Mr. Deeds is such a good movie. We brought that up
Fuck,
before.
dude. I love Adam Sandler. Fucking American treasure right
Oh,
there.
100%.
My dad hates it so much.
So we got to talk about the big thing that's been happening the last couple weeks. Elon Musk has Twitter. I think I mentioned it on last week's cast, but a lot of shit has happened this week since then. So like everyone's like, well, fuck. He's just firing a bunch of people, which don't get me wrong, like, fuck, if I bought a company, I would be cleaning house too. Let's be real here. Like, you know, just because like if I come in and it's something that isn't making profit, because if I remember reading correctly, I could be wrong on this, do not quote me, that Twitter like has been losing money like the last couple of years, even before Musk just bought it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so like the whole blue check thing, because like now it used to be if you're a celebrity, you'd get verified, you get the blue check. Now you just pay $8 a month, you get the blue check. But it also makes it so like your comments are at the top, your posts get more like recognition, you know, it's spread around more. You can still use Twitter for free, but like I get why he's doing that. Like Twitter was almost a failing social media platform. Most of them kind of are, unless they're owned by like some big conglomerate that makes money somewhere else, like YouTube, you know, or something like that. But like, yeah, so like they're just Twitter in general, just like it needed that. It had to go subscription based. He had to do something to make money. Because
as far as I know, he got rid of a lot of people that banned people for saying shit on there that shouldn't be banned. He got rid of those motherfuckers real quick. He's like, you're out. And don't get me wrong, I hate seeing people lose their jobs. It's the last thing I want to see. But it's like, you know, if you're shitty at your job and Elon Musk comes in there and you don't like it. As far as I know, Elon Musk runs a tight fucking ship in that goddamn Tesla and those
all his companies.
His company. He runs a tight fucking ship, dude. So you don't want no one. I think some guy was talking and he was like talking like you have to be like fucking go time 24/7 when you work for Elon Musk, you know. It's the way you have to run a company. You know, you want to work or you want a job or not.
Yeah, and like don't get me wrong, people are like, oh well, they're not getting more pay for this like whatever, and it's like, trust me, I'm pretty sure there's no way Elon Musk doesn't reward those that stick it out and do the work. You know, don't get me wrong. He's probably not going to give you a raise right away. You got to prove yourself, man. When have you ever had a boss that gives you a raise for doing nothing extra? You know, you know, like you kind of got to prove yourself in a way. It's shitty to say, but that's the way it is. But yeah, so like just that whole thing in general, he's reinstating people. So Jordan Peterson's back on Twitter, Andrew Tate, and he held a poll at 152 to like 48% or something, but Donald Trump's fucking Twitter's been reinstated. Like he's back on there. And now that one makes me the happiest. And I'm not a right-wing nut job. I'm not Trump, whatever. I don't even want him to win in 2024. I don't even think he should fucking run. I think he needs to be done. But I will say this, dude, you cannot come to me and say that when he was on Twitter during his presidency and stuff, that it wasn't the funniest tweets you've like. Our fucking president was literally tweeting, I've never seen a thin person drink Diet Coke. That's fucking hilarious. Okay. And he's right. But like, just like it was literally a comedy clown show. And like, I watch PKA every week, which is a very good 4-hour podcast that has one every week on, you know, YouTube. And Taylor, like, I'm kind of stealing his thunder because that's totally the exact same thing he said. But it's true, though. When Donald Trump was on Twitter, Twitter was hilarious and fun. And like now there's a reason to kind of go back on Twitter because now you got these like controversial figures saying shit. And it's fun to just eat the popcorn and watch, man. Like it's just it's enjoyable. But that
calls
go
King
ahead.
Jong-un fat and Rocket Man and shit.
Yeah, like
he's
always got names for people.
Dude, I actually watched a video of him meeting with the Taliban leader, dude, because they were gonna like he's like he was not playing around. He literally said this in an interview. He's like, it's like, so the Taliban leader backed down like when you were in presidency. He's like, do you know why? And he's like, yeah, I sent him a picture of his house. He's like, yeah. He's like, he literally told him, I will level this place. Don't kill American soldiers. And on the withdrawal, I think, remember the Afghan withdrawal? I think part of the reasons why they didn't attack a lot of them is because what was Trump's threat? It was is if you attack any of these American soldiers while they're leaving, we're gonna level your entire house with your kids in it. He didn't give a fuck.
Yep.
And he would.
Yep. And and like everybody's like, oh, Biden did a terrible pullout in Afghanistan. Dude, you can't blame Biden because, our presidencies are 4 years long, sometimes 8 if you get reelected. Trump started that back out of Afghanistan. Not a lot of people know that. Like, that was like, you have to, that shit just doesn't happen overnight. That's like initiated like months, even years in advance.
Years in advance.
And that pullout, don't get me wrong though, I think Biden could have waited or done more to do it slowly, man. Like, there, if you go listen to Tim Kennedy on Joe Rogan, he was there. It was a brutal time, man, when those people pulling out there, throwing babies over barbed wire fences and shit. And they were just like, the Taliban, to keep people back, were just dumping a magazine into the crowd to keep them back, killing a bunch of people. Like, it was fucking horrifying. And I feel for the people that died. Like, there were Americans that died on that pullout. A bomb went off and all shit like that. And honestly, kind of pissed at Biden that, like, when that bomb went off and killed American soldiers, that we didn't just start fucking leveling the place, like leveling like Taliban soldiers. Like, we don't want to start another war. I get it, but fuck, man, like,
I don't think that war is that bad because I don't see them winning that with our forces, with NATO.
They got fucking sticks and rocks over there.
Won't even be fought with us in there. It'll just be missiles landing onto your fucking palaces, and that's it. See you later.
Tell them to go pound sand, literally.
Yeah, pound sand. Go fuck off. But yeah, no. Jordan Peterson got unbanned. Andrew Tate got unbanned. Jordan Peterson didn't do anything wrong to begin with, so
he didn't.
Just like, I still don't understand why he was banned, but he mentioned
it's just because he's
podcast.
Controversial.
He
says controversial things.
Mm-hmm.
What were you saying?
He mentioned in a podcast he's gonna talk to Kanye soon. He said he thinks he's gonna talk to Kanye soon, and I would love a Kanye and Jordan Peterson episode.
That would be good. Does he have a podcast, Jordan Peterson?
Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah, he does. Yeah.
What's it called? Or is it just like the
Jordan Peterson podcast? Yeah. Yeah. No, and he also goes on podcasts all the time and shit.
I think you should clean your room and beat your wife. That's so funny.
Dude, I say, man, we could get Jordan Peterson on here in years time, due time, man. I think Alfred Jordan a little money, get on here. He didn't give a fuck. We had a good, honestly, you might do it for free if you knew it was just going to get a little bit more publicity. That's why he says he goes on podcasts.
I have a feeling he's going to read who I am and tell me all my
problems.
Right?
He's going to tell me all my thing that's wrong with, dude, he'd be so intimidating to talk to, but at the same time, it'd be really riveting and very interesting.
I feel like if I had a one-on-one or like just us conversation with Jordan Peterson, that we'd get a lot on it. And I think there'd be a lot of back and forth because I'd question a lot of things too. Don't get me wrong. What really inspired me to do this cast was literally Joe Rogan. I know that's cringe, but he literally tells everybody should do this. And that's why I'm doing this, because I want to be a great communicator like Joe Rogan. He's a great communicator, man.
He is.
Like as much as you hate his shit or like as if you hate his stuff, whatever, you don't like Joe Rogan, that's fine. You have to admit though, he's one of the best communicators to come out of our time.
Really?
Like he doesn't care who you are. He will question you on like your reasoning and your thoughts. He'll just say it bluntly, like why? He'll ask why. And too many people are afraid to do that nowadays, man. Why?
And if you can't answer, and if you can't do it in a civil manner, you shouldn't be having a debate at all. Like, he has Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, he doesn't agree with a lot of things they say. He's like, but why do you have to think that? And they're like, blah blah blah, and he's like, okay, next thing, because he doesn't need to get mad, doesn't need to raise their voice.
Yeah.
People always forget that.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like, even if you don't have an explanation, he'll just kind of move on. He might ask again or a second time, or ask in a different way, like rephrase it, but he knows when to move on. He knows when not to push things. Yeah, and that's what it takes to be a great communicator, is like reading people, and that's what I'm really trying to get good at. And I can't wait to have more guests on to practice that skill.
I can't. Well, it's very evident, and people tell me. Well, my friends do. Like, you guys have gotten a lot more fluent and better at talking as time goes on, and even this cast, I've noticed it. We're flowing, dude. We're rolling like a boat. We're fine,
100%.
But just think about everyone should have a podcast. Just to get at work. I just love the fact that my coworkers, I just love it when they mention it, and they're like, oh, watching this podcast, like, oh, Jackson has a podcast, and my other coworker will like tell people it, and I'm like, yeah, like, that dude has a podcast. Like, yeah, dude, I do. It's like, anyone can have it. Go make one, dude. It's fun. You have a good time. The thing is, I don't even fucking care. I'm not making money off of it. It's not a big deal. I do it for fun, and that's how you got to treat it. It's a fun thing. Get your good opinions out there,
Yeah, get your thoughts out there, everybody. Do it. You don't need to do all the flashy shit we do. Intro animation, you don't need that. Stupid overlay, turn on your fucking camera, record.
Start recording,
Get a buddy. Couple buddies. You don't even have to have. Not everyone has to have equipment. Have them all come over, turn the mic on, flip the camera
Yeah.
on. Start
hmm
talking.
I'm
And
not saying like if you could do that, and I'm not saying you're gonna grow very well, but
yeah,
you still you could do it. You could strip it down to its bare minimum and then grow from there.
exactly.
But you're not. But if you want views or you want a podcast, you ain't getting anywhere if you don't put it out. So you're getting
Yeah.
no views
You
for shit
don't
that
got to
don't go
do it
out.
whole hog, though. Just always remember that.
Mm-mm.
At the beginning, you don't have to go in whole hog. Um,
No, take time with it.
100%. And like with that being said, with the growth of the channel, like I know we've been talking about all these things we got in the works, and trust me, we do. It's just like we're busy. A lot of it's money investment too. One thing though is like I am starting to build out our Twitch. I'm starting to build out YouTube Live and Facebook Live, and I'm hoping to stream to all three at the same time. Maybe Mondays here, Monday evenings. I'm thinking if it's a better day you guys would like to see that I stream. But yeah, I'm thinking Monday evenings, and we'll get all that stuff in the description when it's ready in future episodes. It ain't gonna be next week, it's gonna be a couple months.
hmm
But just streaming games. Come hang out. We'll chat. It'll be live. Excuse me. I'll probably stream for a couple days or a couple hours every Monday or something every Monday evening. But be on the lookout for that. Jack, is there
Yeah.
any topics you want to jump into really quick? On
Um,
your mind?
we could just we could do street corner. We can do
Ooh, that's
that.
good. That's
Show off
good.
some of our
Why
items.
don't you
Yeah.
go? Why don't you go first?
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we haven't done Jackson's Corner in a while. So, Jackson's Corner is a segment where we show off some hype beats items that I have, or like cool items to us.
Clothing, trinkets.
Clothes, yeah, whatever. Paul shows off some things. I show off some things. Soon we'll be coming live from a real corner. Still want to do that, so we'll come out. That'd be awesome just to film on a corner.
Hell yeah.
So what I have in my corner today isn't really hype beast items. I have one hype beast item that's really cool, but rest of them are Jackson's shirt retirement. So when you wear a shirt, eventually through time, it either becomes out of style to wear it or it just doesn't fit you because you gained weight. So all these shirts either don't fit me or I just can't wear them without getting shot in the face. So
Yeah, let's see what you got here.
so I'll start with the one that so it's one I can't wear because it is too small, but I really like it. Used to wear this to my boxing gym all the time, and coaches loved it. They thought it was great. It says "Beat up your local fentanyl dealer."
Oh hell yeah!
And
I
yeah,
agree with that
this is a Fat Nick shirt. This is he released this design like twice. This is the first one though, the OG one. Does not fit me anymore, unfortunately, but I do love this. Really, really cool
And we're
shirt.
not saying commit acts of violence out there, people, but I am saying
No.
beat up your local fentanyl dealer.
Yeah,
please.
fuck them. Fuck fentanyl.
Yeah.
Second one is I wore this once to school, and I just don't wear it anymore because I don't like ideology and I don't like wearing it. Plus, I don't really care for him as a president, but still an okay president. Uh, this is Trump, Make America Great Again. Yeah,
Who released that?
Just Trump.
Oh fucking god!
Yeah.
Okay, why not?
No, yeah.
It's spicy.
Fucking,
It's funny because it's almost like a meme. Like
it
I
is,
would almost wear that. You can't take me serious. If you see me wearing
No.
anything Trump, do not take me seriously. 'Cause
No.
it's literally a meme.
Everyone's
like,
gonna, yeah. But my
everybody
mom,
will. That's
when I told my mom I'd wear it, she's like, "No, you won't." I'm like, "Yeah, I will." And she ordered it for me, and like, fuck yeah, I wore it. And I remember some kids were like, "Yo, do you want to fight?" And then my buddy Ben was with me, and Ben was fight. He'd fight. He's like, "All right, let's go." And they didn't want to fuck with me because Ben didn't care I wore the shirt. He roasted me the whole day, but it was a good meme. He knew I was memeing.
Yeah.
This other one is another Fat Nick one. It says, "Stop snitching. Loose lips catch hollow tips."
Keep
Keep your mouth shut.
And for those listening, it's
Got
got
a
a rat on it with like one of those X out signs on it, like,
Yeah, like
no
a
smoking.
Ghostbusters
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. So that one's pretty good. All right, the last one I got here is
Can't
an
believe you have a
FTP
Trump
one.
shirt.
And this is one of the most controversial FTP pieces ever released. This is the one that brought them on the map. I paid a pretty price for this. I'm not gonna tell you guys, but it's brutal. Really good shirt. It's a really good statement piece. And this is what blew FTP up, arguably, in my opinion. So we have this. It says natural selection on the front. Okay. For the listeners, just nice and simple, natural selection.
It's
And
white
on the
shirt,
back,
black text.
it's pictured Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris, both dead in the library on the back.
When they shot themselves.
Yes, correct.
And
this was part of the Columbine drop and there's a few other shirts
So
that came
bad.
out. There was another one that I do not have. It's way more expensive than this one. Very, very rare, extremely
Does it say
rare.
Wrath?
It says Wrath, and then on the back it says, "Do you believe in God?" Which is fucking brutal.
It's
And
horrible.
oh no, no, that one doesn't say, "Do you believe in God?" It says something else because the one that says, "Do you believe in God?" It's the Columbine physical education shirt, like the one that give the kids, and
Oh
it
my
says on
god.
the back, "Do you believe in God?"
Interesting.
Those two extremely rare. I'm not paying for them because you can't find them for under $500.
Yeah.
You're just not. It sucks. And I don't even know if that one's real. No, it's real. I'm like 100% positive that shit's real,
Oh,
but there are a lot of fakes out there.
yeah, and for those listening, obviously Columbine was one of the biggest mass shootings in the United States, the one that kind of like changed school forever in the United States as far as like how security things were done and like how we deal with mass shootings here. And as you can tell, with some of the latest fuck ups in the last couple of years, law enforcement, we still have a long ways to go as far as like causing those to like not happen or end them as quick as possible. But what I will say is like the reason why that shirt's so fucked up is because Eric Harris wore a white shirt that day that said natural selection on the front, and Dylan Klebold, I think might have it mixed up, wore a
Yeah.
black shirt that said Wrath in red on the front. And
Mhm.
it's fucked up,
FTP
man.
released both of those.
I can't believe they
And
sold that. But
they did, and they got. I remember they said they also had a shirt I think maybe a couple months after that or before they had one that said "fuck the population terrorist organization," and they actually got contacted by the FBI and shit like that, and they're like, "Is this what are you doing?" And then Zach tweeted, he's like, "Now I know this brand is big because the FBI just told me I can't release this ever again." And
what?
lo and behold, they did release it again because oh fuck, man, I should have brought that one out.
What are they gonna
All right,
do?
it's for another. It's for another. What were they gonna do? I think they're
Yeah.
gonna shut down his brand, but it's like you can't. It's freedom of speech. But yeah, that natural selection shirt is a really good piece. Like it's really a statement on the times too, and what put FTP on the map, and really more than a brand to me. It really like was like
It's a
something like
culture in a way.
it's a culture. Yeah, it's like a culture of
And
people,
wearing
and
those shirts too doesn't mean that you promote school
no,
shootings or agree with what
no,
Eric and Dylan did that day or any
I don't
shooting.
wear them. Yeah, but I'd
Yeah.
never wear that. It
It's
doesn't even
just
fit
that
me.
as fucked up as to say this, it's almost like those fucking guys that like they aren't Nazis but they collect Nazi memorabilia. Like
Mm-hmm.
as fucked up as
It's
that
like
is.
historians. It's like war shit.
Yeah, and it's like and you go to most of those guys too. That isn't the only thing they have though. They have a bunch of different guns and stuff from that time. It's just like it just so happened that it's just old historic shit they have. I mean, there's a friend of mine whose grandpa fought in I think what World War II, right? Fuck, I do not know my history, but he has like his grandpa had like a Nazi helmet he had taken back or a couple other things and like Nazi memorabilia. Yeah, it's fucked up, but it's like also it's like a part of history, man. Like you can't deny the past. It's fucked up. It happened. We grow from it. We move on. We
Mm-hmm.
learn from our mistakes. Hopefully, everybody else learns from their mistakes too in the past. But yeah, I mean, that's some cool shit, man. Thank you for sharing that. Do you want me to kind of roll out what I got here from Jackson's Corner this week?
Yeah, go ahead.
All
Show us
right.
what you got.
So, Jackson's like more into the clothing stuff. As you know, I'm into like retro gaming I collect, but like I am really into specifically balaclavas or ski masks. Now, lately, if you guys haven't seen Forces Unseen, check out their Instagram. They also got a website. This guy releases limited drops of handmade custom masks, ski masks, big. There's huge ones. Trust me. The ones I'm going to show are nothing compared to what he has. And the ones I have simply are because they're very hard to get the drops because they're limited of each one. And the cool ones are usually like 1 out of 1 or only like 5 of them made. So they're tough to
And
get.
rather expensive as well, I would say.
Expensive because you're
Very
talking
on the
at
expensive
least
side.
100 a mask.
Yeah,
Sometimes
100%.
250. I've seen some up
Yep.
to like 350. But
Mhm.
this one here, I'm gonna share my favorite one first. I've only worn it once. And you know what? I'll put it on for the show. Now everybody out there knows like I'm a big Max Payne fan. They had Max Payne 1 drop mask. I just took it out of the bag here. I will put it on quickly just to kind of show you how it looks on the face. But this is just a crazy, insane mask, and I just had to buy it, and I'm glad I got it before it sold out. But I look like a fucking threat with this on. You know
Yeah,
what
you
I'm
do.
saying? Like it's
You look
spooky. Like
scary.
it's
It
scary. And
is.
it's well, it's handmade, hand
If you
stitched.
didn't know what Max Payne was, you just think that's some fucked up dude wearing a skin face or something. It's
Honestly,
creepy.
I mean, it's even hard to tell it is Max Payne because it's
Mhm.
Max Payne from the
It's
first
the
game. So like PlayStation, not the greatest graphics.
yeah, and the quality good on that because it looks good. It looks like it's a good quality mask.
Oh, it's high quality. So like it's double, like a majority of his higher end masks are double stitched. So like it's got a ski mask inside it and then it's wrapped in like a shirt with that on it. It's kind of hard to explain. He does them all a little differently too.
Mm-hmm.
This I'll show you. Now I only have 2 Forces Unseen masks. I know you have the fucking Ghostbusters one. I'm jealous of
Yeah,
that.
I can bust that out. Pull that one out. Show them.
Yeah. So everybody, listening to, I'm sorry you can't see this. I really, recommend you check out the video version as well to kind of see these sick pieces of clothing we got here. But I just got a basic. It's got a buckle and it's a double stitched or a double layered, just basic woodland camo one. I'm not gonna put this one on because it's but I will say this: the way it's stitched though, it fits your head perfectly. Like it's meant to sit like this. This one is the most comfortable one I have. Out of the 2, by Forces Unseen. So I really recommend you check them out. Give them the plug here, and if you want to see Forces Unseen and
they have a cool little tag, cool logo.
Yeah.
Get that guy in the cast. I bet
that'd be really cool. Yeah, and I bet you it's not just him. I think he's got a good band of people making these.
Oh yeah.
This was from the latest FTP drop, right? One of the latest big FTP drops. So this was like, I don't have much FTP stuff, and I really wanted something. This is like the cheapest thing on the drop that was still left, and so I bought one. It was $15, and again, this one's also like this one's just one layer, but it's well made. I'll probably never wear this in public because people think FTP stands for fuck the police, when indeed it stands for fuck the population.
Yeah. Well, I wear FTP at work, and I know I get looks from my coworkers, but I'm like, you come up and talk to me, you'd know that I'm not that like promoting death and hate cops. You know that my brother's a fucking deputy, and I love cops. Like cops are awesome; they're needed.
Yeah. Like you can't. People out there that think, oh, there shouldn't be cops. You should think twice about how the world would really be without some type of enforcement.
Next time you're in trouble, call a crackhead.
Call your local crackhead.
Yeah.
This one really isn't like a custom drop. For those of you out there, Official Duck Studios is a YouTube channel. These 2 guys, they build random shit. They vlog. It's hilarious. I love it. They had a sale, and I just had to buy one of these because, like, I collect masks. This is fucking hilarious. I'm wearing this to Christmas this year. I ain't gonna put it on, but this is funny. Like a Santa, like this is kind of like I've never seen this before. Like someone just took like a Santa hat and made it a ski mask. It's funny. I think it's awesome. Not the highest quality. I'm gonna tell you that right now, Official Duck Studios. I know this is like one of the first things you drop. It's pretty low quality, but they do have other merch out right now that looks 100 times better. Check them out. I have one more item to show today. It is not a mask. It's by 444, and I got it from Jackson, actually. I bought it from him.
Shout out.
So, actually, on the camera, it's going to show you it the correct way. I'm assuming you can see that it reads off cowgirl. Now, in person, actually, it's flipped. Like, it's cowgirl flipped backwards, so you can't really tell on purpose. Really good quality. And, Jack, what do you call this type of, like...
Tapestry.
Tapestry? Yeah. So, like, it's a really thick...
It's no joke. It's weaves it and shit. It's tight.
But yeah, 444 3 fours, right?
Yes. No, 4 fours.
4 fours. Yeah, 4444. Check this guy out. He's got.
And that was a collab.
Dude, this was a collab. With who?
Should say it on the tag. I don't know. I can't remember.
Hot Product Studios.
Hot Product Studios. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. And he's got some stuff right now I really want. They're expensive though. These are expensive pieces because they're well made, but there are some cool patterns and designs he has out right now.
And
the straight jacket one's sick.
Every 14th of the month, and I want to get a custom before he stops doing them and gets really big. Every 14th of the month, he does a custom 25 batch, but he does more than that because he'll handpick designs that he likes. So he does 25 plus another 10 that he'll pick because if he thinks the design's cool, he'll do it. He'll make you whatever you fucking want. It's gonna be like $300, but he'll make you it. Nice dude, and there's some designs that I'm like looking. I'm like, I'd love that on there. One I was thinking about is the Rush Power Windows album cover. If you've seen that, Paul, search it up right now. It's thick. I would love that on one of those tapestries, like full blown and everything. It looked really gnarly, and I'm like, I gotta get a custom
like the computer or the dude at the window.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
But here's my Forces Unseen mask, ladies and gentlemen. It's got a nice little Ghostbuster on it.
That one's sick. And that's what I'm talking about by like the bigger masks. Like that's a full size, like 2-part.
Yeah, it's got, you see the tag. Like this is made from a t-shirt. You can fucking tell it's good made. And like my buddy was even saying like, dude, my mom could weave that. And I'm like, well, go weave me one then, motherfucker, because You obviously didn't. So,
Yeah.
but
There's a reason why
still
they
cool.
sell out immediately.
Yeah, because they're really, really cool. And
Yeah.
this thing's like weathered too. I don't know if you can tell, but it's very weathered, which I like. I don't know,
It is
like
weathered.
in a practical situation, I'd wear this because if I get to a point where I have like comfortable money, I would love to wear these all day because I don't give a fuck, I don't need to show my face.
Yeah.
I'm wearing bands. I got bands in my pocket. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
not at that level, so I'm gonna stick with my fucking normal face, no
Yeah, yeah.
mask. Can't
For
look like a
sure.
hoodlum all the time.
Yeah, but that was Jackson's corner and I guess Paul's corner in
Thanks
a
for
way.
tuning in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for tuning in, checking out the clothing. And for you listeners out there, sorry, it's more of a visual part of the show,
Mm,
but we hope that our
right.
antics kept you entertained.
Yeah.
I got a great story to jump into, the train horn story. I really wanted to tell us on the cast, okay?
All right.
So, when I was 17, I was working at an Ace Hardware, okay? I would help you out in electrical. If you came in, I'd be like, "Need any help today, sir? Hope it's electrical because it's all I fucking know. It's all I was trained
Yeah.
on.
Mhm.
It's about an hour from close, you're doing your closing duties, and like I was working at the time when I started there, I was just a cashier. I wasn't the guy that helped you out. I eventually became one of those guys. But I would just, I was pushing the broom around, clean up the store for close. Couple dudes come in. One of them is a senior at my high school, and I recognized him. And I think his name was like, I don't know, Charlie or something. And I remember him like really being into trains, like he had a lot of train stuff. I think he worked for the railroad even at that age of like 17, 18, whatever. He comes in with an older guy, maybe mid 20s. They come in like so close to close and they're like in a rush. I'm like, they come to the cashier counter, where can we find like sheet metal? And I'm like, well, dude, this is like an Ace Hardware. Like we have some stuff in stock, but like nothing crazy. I'm like, it's back in this like the back corner or whatever. They go back there and they come up and they bring up like this sheet, like a couple like it's like almost sheet metal bars, and they're about like that thick. So they're pretty thick. Like you drill through it, use it for something to mount something like a bracket. And they buy like, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them. I'm like, what are you guys buying these for like so late? And this was like middle of winter, mind you. And this is Minnesota. It's fucking cold. And they're like, well, if you want to see what we're doing after you check us out here, come outside. So there's no one in the Ace Hardware. These guys are like the only ones and a couple of the coworkers. We walk outside into the parking lot. And boy, what do I see? I see like a 92 Coupe Accord or Civic. It's a Honda. And it was like a turquoise blue, no hubcaps. I'm just talking just like black wheels, just shitty old wheels, a little rusty, right? On the top of the fucking roof of the Civic, they got a bright red, like 6 in a row, with the two horns or 3 horns in the center being bigger and the ones towards the end smaller. They have a train horn ratchet strapped through the windows on top of their Honda Civic. They have an air compressor and some type of gizmo power system on the back seat because you need air to power the horn running to the horn on the front. And I'm like, well, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like, what do you need the metal for? And he's like, well, watch. And he goes in the car. The horn is literally a train horn, like super loud, illegal as shit. And what it was doing, it was so powerful. It was like it was bending the cheap ass sheet metal on the roof, like literally causing the horn to like fucking cause the roof to like bend on the Honda. So we were looking to like bolt sheet metal things under it so the horn didn't flex back so much because it was literally that powerful and that loud, like so fucking loud. Dude, I was laughing so hard, but I was like, dude, you guys are gonna get in fucking trouble. Like that is like illegal as shit. Like you're driving down the road and you have that train horn on. I mean, it's like having a boat horn or something in your car. It's so loud. But it was just so ridiculous.
Why does he need that?
What is he? They were just
what
fucking
is he doing
around.
With that?
They were just fucking around, I think, because it was the older dude's Civic. The dude that I went to my high school was into trains and shit. I knew he was like, oh, I got this off an old train. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, like you could literally like blow out someone's ear. Like, imagine you're behind someone, you go to honk at him. It's a fucking train horn. I feel like it was so powerful. It would almost like shake your car or like vibrate, dude.
Yeah.
Because like
dude,
a train it's hard to tell when a train goes by because they're so big on the tracks. But, you can kind of feel that ground vibration. So, the train's just heavy. But I have a feeling the horn itself, though, with how loud it is, could just cause your fucking windows to shake in your car. But
dude, that's fucking unneeded.
Like, it was so funny, though, dude. I was like, this is ridiculous. He's got like a 92 Civic with a train horn on the fucking roof.
What a mad lad. What a fucking Jesus. Can never think of a situation you would need that.
It's so unnecessary. It was just a meme. I know it. And like, I never saw it at school. I was expecting like that to show up at high school one day and
Mhm.
fucking Stauber get pissed because some dude's got a train horn in the parking lot, but I don't never
Yeah.
happened when I was there.
What the fuck? How big is a train horn? Like, is
It
it like?
was it was like I was talking like it was like a row of 6 horns with like a few in the
Oh,
center being bigger and like the ones on the outside of it smaller. Like it was just kind of
okay.
like it was like a row of them kind of, and like the air went in on one end or something. They're all piped and connected, but yeah, it was fucking huge. I will say that it was fucking massive, dude. Like it was bright red too, so it really stood out on top of the fucking thing. And I don't know, like on a I do not study trains or know much about trains, but like I wonder, I don't ever commonly see a horn like on a train visibly. They must like hide it, or it must like, have you? Do you ever
No,
like
I think it's just inside. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, they're fucking loud, I'll say that.
Yeah. Mm.
But yeah, that's my train horn story. I just thought it was funny. It was so fucked
That
up.
is
I was
funny.
just like, what the fuck are these guys doing? This is
Oh,
it's like eight
fuck.
o'clock at night in the middle of winter.
Mhm.
Student loans. So everybody knows that the student loans have been kind of a dilemma lately. I don't know if anybody here has been following, but essentially like they were going to forgive 10,000 up to 20,000 for those with the Pell Grant if you made under 125,000 a year.
Mhm.
Some people, as far as I understand, already had their loans forgiven if they applied to the application, but the application went down early. There were 2 federal courts or 1 federal court, maybe more than that, that blocked the loan forgiveness program. So they had to take the application down. Now, me personally, I applied because fuck. Sorry, sucks to suck. Free
Yeah.
money. I'm gonna fucking take that opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
So fucking sit on it. But I applied and my app has been frozen, but I got an email yesterday saying like, oh, just we looked at your form, you are approved. We are gonna forgive your debt. It's just the courts froze it. So once that's all dealt with, then we'll like forgive your debt. And a lot of people got this, not just me, because now they're able to catch up on the applications now that like people can't put any more in. And there was a deadline for it too, but again, they had to end the deadline early because the courts blocked them, so no one can apply anymore. And what's fucked up about this whole thing is just today, and I didn't think it would happen, man. They froze loans again. They're not going to resume February or January, whatever it was next, simply because the courts froze forgiveness. They're not going to make people start making payments on shit that's just going to be possibly forgiven once it goes through the courts. I don't know what's going to happen. Who knows? We might get fucked and everybody's still going to have to pay that money. And then for the ones that are already forgiven, what happens? For the ones that aren't forgiving, there's might be some uproar, man. But like,
Yeah.
they took away abortion and not a lot of people uproared, which I thought was honestly kind of surprising. Some people did protest, but there's like nothing you can do. Once the Supreme Court says it's done, kind of deal for a
Slippery
while.
slope.
Yeah, slippery
How
slope.
they act. They take away one thing, see how you react, let you settle down and do the next thing.
Yep. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that if everyone's been following, like, I just can't believe they froze loans again, man. Like, for repayment. Like, I get it though. If the courts are frozen, they got this thing in limbo, they have to do it. Like, they can't have people start making payments on what they thought was going to be forgiven just for it to potentially go through the courts. And who knows how long this is going to take, man. I'm hoping, since Biden is the fucking president and talking to the Supreme Court about this, that they maybe expedite it, because shit that goes through the Supreme Court does not happen overnight. Most of those federal courts, it takes years for something like that big to get passed. And some people think, oh, yeah, no authority to do that. Some people do. I don't know what's right. I don't know the law, whatever. But I'm just bringing you the news and the updates out there. So just everybody out there that's applied, just hang on. Your loans are frozen. Make payments if you want, but I don't recommend it because I still think that they're just going to pass it because they've already went so far along.
Yeah.
You have anything to say on that, Jackson? Like,
No, not really. It's just I guess I don't know. I agree with it and I don't, but
and I'm kind of on the same page. Like even though I do have loans, I still think it's kind of bullshit. I really don't have to pay it because other people did, but it's also like,
it's better than nothing, I
I'm
guess.
gonna take the free money. They're gonna give me.
Yeah,
If they're gonna take
exactly.
away my money, if they take away funds I owe, fucking take them. I'm not gonna say no.
Mhm. It's the way to do it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's fucked though.
It
It's like
sucked.
yeah. I just wish college wasn't expensive. Like I have to already like looking into it myself. It's just gonna cost me a lot of fucking money.
I would
But
take higher taxes for college to be free.
yeah, that would be nice. It really would be. Because yeah, I don't know.
Because you want to invest in, you would think you'd want to invest in the future, like your next generations, to be better at what the previous generation was at before, and where that starts is education. Um, even just make 2-year schools free at least. Come on, you know,
Yeah, what the fuck?
people that want to go get a 4, but then that's the problem. You make 2-year schools free, you oversaturate the market with workers and trades. There's no one, those people that go get trades won't be able to find jobs. So it's just like, it's never ending. Whatever you do, there's always a problem. There's always somebody unhappy. You can't make everybody happy. It's
the idea that you can go to college and come out with a job isn't existent anymore.
And that's what's sad. And it's like, and everybody tells you now, if you are going to go to college, and I do say this, really study what you're like, study what you're going to be going to school for. And I mean, just study the job, study the job market. Is this job decently paying? Am I going to be able to pay off my loans in a timely manner? Is the job in high demand? If the job is not in high demand, and you kind of knew that going in, or you didn't do that your research, that's on you getting that degree and not being able to find a job. I'm sorry. And it's fucked, because they really shouldn't be teaching things. You can't get a goddamn job. And, you have to find something that is in high demand that you like doing. Don't go to school for something you hate,
I don't.
You'll drive yourself fucking insane.
Yeah, it's not worth it, man. That's why, like, if I went to college right out of high school, I would have been fucked. I would have went for something stupid because I didn't know what I wanted then.
Hey,
now I know more.
I never went right out of high school. Jackson, this is a Thanksgiving special. I should have dressed up as a turkey or something.
Yeah, like Kramer the turkey.
Oh, gross.
It is the Thanksgiving special. Fuck, we didn't. That was a perfect time for Chef Fi to come on. Okay,
that's okay.
Next year around though.
Yeah, you got Christmas cookies coming on for the Christmas special or something.
That'd be good. Yeah, I could fire up some Christmas cookies. All right.
Yeah, frost some cookies.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, it is a Thanksgiving special, and like this isn't the end of the podcast right now, but I do want to say, everybody out there, I hope everybody has a happy holiday, whether you celebrate Thanksgiving or some other holiday. Around this time, and I hope everybody sees their families and their friends and has a good time and get some good food, or whatever y'all do. So happy holidays from the Gutterball entertainment community here, and the hosts of the show. That being said, Jackson, what's your favorite thing? Okay, so you got the big Thanksgiving, you got the cornucopia with fucking tits spilling out of it and stuff on the table. You got all types of food. What's the one thing you're going for that you're putting on your plate 100% every time, even if you go get a second helping?
Fucking mashed potatoes, bro.
Oh, gravy. Oh,
I don't like gravy. I just need
okay, respectable.
Get the gravy out of here. But I like the potatoes, man. Also like pumpkin pie.
Ooh.
I don't like a lot of Thanksgiving thing. I do say I'm a very picky eater, but just good white meat turkey. Like I'll eat that all fucking day. I don't care. I used to be a ketchup kid. No more ketchup with turkey. It's just straight up now. Proper way to eat it.
Yeah. So the thing for me, like for my thing, like what I always would go for. Now, I eat this once a year and it's only on Thanksgiving. And any other time I really don't like it. But man, those marshmallow covered yams, dude, those sweet potatoes, right? Whatever it is. I usually hate sweet potatoes, whatever. There's something about just like the essence of Thanksgiving and the time of the year in the fall, and it's cooling down and there's some snow on the ground, and just like having those hot, like it's just a sweet kind of bitter. I like it. That's the only time of year I eat it. I will sometimes get a second helping of it, but yeah, I'm kind of on the same page as Jack. Fucking mashed potatoes all the way, man. I mean, I don't fucking just eat nothing but mashed potatoes.
Get yams out of there.
Oh, they're not that. Try some this year.
No.
Cranberries? The cranberry stuff.
That shit is gross. Anything that comes out of a can and it stays the shape of the can, you shouldn't be eating. You fucking psychopath.
Do you like
a cylinder? It's like Play-Doh. Gross.
Do you like stuffing at least?
No, I said I don't fucking stuffing. No. I don't understand why you need to stuff shit into the turkey and cook it. Just cook the damn turkey and eat it. I don't want to eat the shit that stayed inside its stomach with its guts and fucking pubic hairs and shit in it. It's gross. I just want to cut the turkey off, eat its fucking meat, and that's it. None of this shit, man. Stuffing.
That's
I never understood that.
that's understandable. Well, I'll be looking forward to that stuffing coming up. I'll take your serving. Um,
Alright.
yeah,
Pumpkin pie, though? Mm-mm. I have a couple slices of
Dexter will
pumpkin
be
pie.
my dog Dexter will be up there, and you'll be feeding him under the table the stuffing because you don't want to eat
Yeah, I
it.
ate that shit, yeah. Yeah, ick.
Dexter's
Yeah, not
like,
a fan.
he's all excited. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll give him some turkey. He's been a good boy. Um,
yeah.
Black Friday though, right after Thanksgiving. Anything in mind like you're trying to buy on Black Friday, Jack? Is there anything you're looking out for a good deal for, or maybe if you saw something that you'd want, or anybody out there
Uh,
too? Drop in the comments. Are you getting anything on Black Friday? What's your favorite Thanksgiving like piece of the meal? Like what's your favorite food in it? Let us know in the
I
comments below.
I do work Black Friday, so I don't know if I'm gonna get anything,
Well,
honestly.
I mean, a lot of people end up going online. A lot of
Yeah,
people
that's a
even
good
go
point.
out.
I would like, a Nintendo Switch would be sick, get a good price on that, but it's like, I don't need that,
Yeah, it's
I
just
don't
kind of
need
like,
the
oh, if you find a good price, maybe.
exactly, yeah. I don't really know what time I work on Black Friday, but I know we open early, so,
Yep.
um
It's gonna be crazy, man. You be safe. I know you're in like the way different area though. There's probably gonna be nobody over there.
no, honestly, it's probably not gonna be too bad. I think people don't have money in general. In
Yeah,
general, they still spend.
me working at a media marketing place. It's funny they talked about this today. We have like an all staff meeting every Tuesday where like everybody gets on video call or in person at the office, and they just kind of talk. Every department talks about what they're doing. And this year they're noticing a trend of a lot of people are leaving stuff in their carts and they're really double thinking, do I really need this for this price?
Mhm.
That's like a common
Yeah.
trend this year is a lot of people are leaving stuff in their carts a lot longer than they did the year before. Also, too, though, you're seeing this year too, people like, oh, I want a TV and a sound bar. But they're like, oh, I'll just get the TV and get the sound bar later. Or it goes two ways, or they only get one thing and they buy the cheapest TV they can get instead of buying like the
Yeah.
highest end OLED. It's like people are really
Mhm.
this year, and I don't blame them, dude. The economy's kind of fucking bad in general.
Really
Um,
bad.
and there are a lot of people struggling, and I don't see, I mean, every company makes bank on Black Friday, I feel, no matter the economy spin anyways, but they aren't going to make as much as last year or the year before, I think. I mean, that's just my prediction. But yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
talking about a lot of people are just letting shit sit in carts, and people are really thinking like, do I
Mhm.
really need this? Is this more important than this thing? Should I get this first? And it makes sense, man.
Yeah.
Everybody out there too, be careful with your money. Keep your money tight. Always have a good set of savings just in case something happens. You never know, whether it
Yeah.
be medical
Good.
or the economy, whatever. So for me, I'm going to answer the question. I'm not really looking for anything particular Black Friday. Don't tell my girlfriend, but I plan on getting her an iPhone for Christmas. But Apple seems like they're not having really any deals on iPhones specifically. It's only like watches and and like iPads. And not interested in that. So I'm not really looking for anything. However, I think I've talked about it on the show. I really want one of those electric scooters, like one that go like 40 or 50 miles an hour just for commuting down here in the city
Yeah, yeah,
during the
yeah.
summer. And the one I want in particular is on sale for a really good price Black Friday. It is right now, like it is for the whole week. You know how like online stores will just basically it's the price the whole week kind of deal. Uh,
Yeah.
I'll check Friday. If it's even lower Friday, dude, I might buy it. And like I can't drive it till spring because I ain't gonna, out in the winter. No.
No,
Um,
yeah.
but like I don't know. I just want something to kind of rip around on that isn't gas powered, I could just charge. And again, it's that, you're early adopter. Anything electric, you're an early adopter still. I don't care what you say. You're literally
Well,
early adopting something that's still
yeah,
like
it
pretty,
is. Well, what's what's driving you towards a scooter versus a bike? Is it just the carry-in, like transportation, like getting
So
up your flight of stairs or whatever?
yeah, so that's the thing is like most electric e-bikes, mountain bikes, whatever, they're heavy. And especially the bigger the battery pack with more range, the heavier it gets. The battery's the heaviest part of the whole fucking thing. Like usually it's
Mhm.
not the frame or whatever. It's the battery and the battery encasement because they really make sure that shit is sealed. You've seen Teslas blow up, punctured. You don't want that shit happening.
Mhm.
Once one's punctured, they're all fucked and they all
Yeah.
start going on fire. So yeah, it's a good question, Jack. Why, I've debated between a one wheel, those one wheel board things that auto balance you, an e-scooter, an e-bike. And really it is, I'm on the second floor of my apartment. I have a flight of stairs to go up. So like I'm looking
Yep.
for something that's less than 80 pounds. Don't
Okay.
get me wrong. I could carry something 100 pounds on the stairs, but every day, man, would get old. Like
You
For
don't
me
you don't
anyway.
know no elevator in there?
No. Hell no. This is like a
Yeah,
fourplex, you know. This is just like a
yeah,
basic.
that's
Yeah.
that's a good point. Yeah, it'd be heavy as fuck. What about a electric, skateboard? They're sick.
I thought about that too. And again, like that's something I thought. I just feel like the scooter is also just safer. Like I'm still
Yeah.
gonna wear a helmet and shit, but like I really wanted a one wheel, man. But the price of a one wheel compared to this scooter, I get half the speed. And dude,
Yeah.
one wheel. I know they have new models and they've redone them, man. I've seen those things fucking literally nosedive on people for no reason because the battery's
Mhm.
overcharged because like, oh, their battery was full. And when you go down hills on those, the motor turns off to recharge itself. It uses the downward propellant of the hill.
Yeah, and it just doesn't pick
They
up.
used to just shut off and auto brake and nosedive if they were fully charged, and that happened in like the first gen. And it's like, dude, I've seen like there's videos of people getting paralyzed, people getting head injuries, and they're even wearing helmets. And like
Yeah.
those just aren't for me yet. Again, you're an early adopter. That thing, like that board makes thousands of calculations a second to keep you balanced. And I'm not willing to like put that in a computer board, you know, a computer. I work with computers all day and I ain't gonna put
Yeah.
that in a computer's hands. With an electric scooter, though, I can control the throttle, the speed, I can stand up. I feel safer standing up than floating on something like sideways, like a
Yeah,
skateboard.
that's
Because if
true,
you're
yeah.
standing up and you're looking forward, you can just let go of the handlebars and jump off.
And
Whereas
just keep
like
the hour walk it out, yeah.
there's no like balancing aspect of forward backwards like a one wheel or like maybe even a skateboard like turning. Like it's just you literally like pivot left or right, you know, like
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah, and,
and that really
uh
it's just safety and just like the heaviness. Like or the like one
yeah.
wheel would be sick because it's easy. It's lightweight for what it is, and you can just kind of pick it up. It's smaller. Scooter's pretty hefty. It's big, but the one I'm looking at, like at least the stem folds down nice, and you can kind of grab it from both ends. It's still gonna be fucking heavy, but like yeah, bike man, it's just the room and like the room
Mhm.
of storing it, and then also getting it up and down those steps. I've looked at Onyx motorcycles and some other e brands, and they're cool, but also too, uh, I feel like like there's still kind of a gray area stuff like electric stuff, but I feel like cops are more prone to like fuck with you if you got like a cool looking bike than they are like a little dinky scooter that just looks like any other rental one.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Yeah, I don't think they fucking do either way.
yeah,
But pros of not having a one wheel is you don't have a one wheel because those things look goofy when people ride them. They look
yeah,
stupid.
or
I
and
don't care what anyone says. They look like something straight out of Dr.
well, I know
Seuss.
it's even uglier, dude. EUCs, electric unicycles. Have you seen those?
Stupid.
Look up EUC. They
Alright.
electric
Well,
unicycle. They're so stupid. Like people on those look worse than the fucking people on the one wheels, in my opinion. At least with the one wheels, you're kind of
oh
carving
my
like a
god, yeah, I've
skateboard.
seen those.
Yeah,
Those look retarded.
but dude, again, those are also ones I've seen people get really hurt on. And like, don't get me wrong, anything that's like got a battery pack that goes fast, you're gonna get hurt. You know, there's some scenarios that'll happen. But like the scooter out there, if anybody's wondering, I'm looking at the VSET 10 Plus. They have a few. There's 3 versions of it. It's all just different battery sizes. I'm getting the middle version just because of the weight and like the range.
Mhm.
But it goes 45 miles an hour.
That's pretty
That's
fast.
pretty quick. And
You're not even gonna be going that on the
well,
sidewalk,
yeah,
so
and that well, I wouldn't. You can't really ride them on sidewalks down here either. I just ride them in the bike lane. But also
oh,
too, like, I ain't gonna be ripping at 40 in front of cops. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be very careful.
yeah.
I ain't gonna be ripping at 40 in general. And the thing that's nice about the VSET is it's dual motor, meaning it's literally 2-wheel drive. Motor in the front wheel, motor in the back wheel. So like going up hills and stuff, you got better traction and stuff. It's just one of the better. It's like they consider it the best mid-range, like bang for your buck scooter you can get, and that's kind of why I want it.
You gonna let me whip it 45?
Dude, oh yeah, if
Yeah.
I buy it, I'll bring it up and you'll rip it. And the thing I see about it too is like my girlfriend and I want to travel in the States a lot. Like, not just sure, we're gonna sometimes take a plane trip somewhere. I can't really bring it, right? But if we ever do a car trip, because she wants to go down to Arkansas, see your grandparents, oh dude, it'd be fun to rip around Arkansas on an e-scooters, throw it in the fucking
Yeah.
trunk and you know.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be sick.
Um other than that though, not much else for Black Friday. I think that's like
Yeah, I know. Think I really need anything. Just hoping there's good parking when I get to work. 'Cause I'm gonna be pissed if I can't get a parking spot.
that's what you're worried about.
Yeah, that's my main concern. Because if I go there, there's no parking, I'm leaving. I'll go clock in and then leave.
Oh, no parking. Guess I can't work.
And work, don't know tell you, but I'm gonna be pissed if I have to park far away. But
I think you'll be fine.
yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I got a good group of people to work with. Like I was like thinking about like quitting my job, but more and more, dude, like the last couple shifts I had, like I love my coworkers. Like they're dope people. Like they're fun to work with. So I don't know. It's
Well,
like it's hard to want to leave a place where now you're like making friends with people
yeah. Well, I
and
will
you're
say
like,
I will say this too, Jackson. I've encountered that before. And it's not selfish, but like if it's ever a job that's causing mental health strain or like you're just getting so
mhm,
sick of it you can't stand it anymore, you always focus on you. You know,
yeah,
that's a problem I had. Like when I worked at the school when I first got out of college, I worked at a private school district. And
mhm,
if you don't know much about schools, they don't have a lot of funding, especially for IT and tech and all that stuff. So they couldn't pay very well. And that's like one of the
mhm,
reasons I left. But like, man, like I had different future ideas. I wanted to fund certain things
mhm,
like this cast, and like I needed to be able to make more money. And like that's what ultimately made me leave. But like I feel sometimes I look back and still feel guilty that like they just don't have like the people that are in IT in those positions that stay there are people that generally don't know what the hell they're doing. No offense.
yeah,
Or people that just like don't want to prosper farther into IT and learn more, and then they get stuck in their ways and they do everything's old
yeah,
school, and
yeah. I don't want to like. I'm not to get like. I don't dread it or I don't even hate the. My problem is not that it's mental strain. Is that I've gotten too comfortable with it. It's too easy. I need something with a little
more
bit more
challenging.
edge. I need something to push me, but also to pushing me is just communicating with people. And
Yeah,
now it takes me a while to get cool with people. Now I'm just really communicating with all the coworkers there, like
yeah,
just random people, and I fuck with it.
that's
They're
good.
dope. 'Cause they're all college age, literally my age,
Yeah.
and a lot of them smoke dope, they drink, they do whatever. One dude shout out Josh real quick. I know you ain't watching the cast, but he fucking likes, like, all the music I likes and shit.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
loves Bones and stuff.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, that's dope. I'm glad you're making friends at work. I mean, that's a good part of it. That's it's funny you say that, Jackson. I'm literally starting to do the same at my job after almost 2 years of being there. Like I'm
Mhm.
actually starting to like talk to people outside of my department, like
Yeah.
that like that aren't the immediate five or whatever IT guys we have. Like I'm starting to
Mhm.
talk to other people in marketing teams. And Jack, if I get the feeling of not feeling challenged or it's just like so easy, and it gets almost it's bored, it's mundane tasks, talk to your manager, see if a department switch or like higher responsibility, like maybe it's
Yeah. That's
always worth
definitely
talking
something.
to your manager to see if there's something. Be like, hey, I'm literally needing something more to challenge me. Is there anything you could offer, or that this company could offer? Higher up position or like a different
Yeah.
area to work. I don't know. You'll figure it out, but because you're a
Yeah,
smart
I'll look
guy.
into that.
Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I get where you're coming from, man. It's and when you get to be my age too, you start to realize that like you don't really have many friends from high school anymore. And the ones you do, you talk to every once in a while because they're off doing their own thing. A lot of
Mhm.
people my age now, they're starting families. People are getting married. It's weird to think about. Um, I
Wild.
haven't even been invited to a wedding yet. Actually, I've been invited to a couple, but um,
Mm. Didn't come to my wedding, so.
fuck off. You never got married.
I know some people that are married and they're, like, my age or even younger, and it blows my mind, or that are having kids. A couple girls went to school with that have kids already, and they're a year younger than me. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I
I'm
wouldn't
just kidding. Do
recommend.
whatever you want.
I wouldn't
Whatever you want. I
recommend it.
wouldn't recommend it, though.
In this day and age, I would recommend you get yourself financially stable with a good job. Find a woman that treats you right and you treat her right and it all works out, and then have kids. Okay. And I'm not saying you have to get married first because I'm not old school. Do whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. Don't get married at all. Have kids. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think don't do it right. Don't do it too early unless you really, really know. You
Yeah,
know.
right, exactly.
Um,
No rush.
because you're just asking for an 18-year hurdle at that point if you're not financially set.
Yeah, it's 8 well, yeah, it is. It's 18 years, like, you it's not nothing matters. It doesn't matter about you anymore. It matters about the kid now
Yeah,
for 18 years.
yeah.
That's it.
Well,
Uh,
I know we are dwindling down. It's been about an hour and 23 minutes. I think it's a good time to wrap up the show. Jackson,
great.
is there anything you wanted to say, Pimp, before we hop off on Gutterball 23 here?
No, I think we're all good. Everyone have a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think everything's pretty wrapped up well. We have a guest lined up for the 8th, I believe,
Yeah,
right?
8th
Or that
December.
day?
So that would
So
be on like the 12th or 13th, whenever that,
yeah,
like
12th.
Gutterball 25, 26, somewhere around there.
Yeah, but as always, if seriously, drop it in the comments. You want to come on the show? We'll look at you. We'll talk to you. We'll get you on. We don't care who you are. Anybody.
Yeah,
We'll have you
100%.
on.
And you could always reach us at down here somewhere. Gutterballbusiness@gmail.com is where you can email us to inquire about coming on the show, even if you don't drop it in the comments. The email would probably be best because we for sure look at that. Comments, sometimes we forget to check. It happens. Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, whatever you're doing. Hope you get some good deals on Black Friday if that's your jazz and you're looking to get something cool. Hope you're the first in line, you know. Hopefully you get that last item you're looking for. Gutterball 23. Everybody have a great weekend. Signing off.